Wow. 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 Just a lot. Just a lot. Good evening,
Well,
everyone.
hello.
Welcome to the recap. If you guys do not know what we like to do here every Monday at 5:30 is we like to take this time to just do a check-in. We call it the recap because we recap everything that's happening around Bethany Church as in person as well as online. But we also like to do a check-in, especially this month because this is our Transforming Lives month. So
Yeah,
you've been hearing us saying on all of our broadcasts, you've been hearing us say at service, but you may say, what is this Transforming Lives month all about? Well, I'm glad you asked because this month is about transforming not only those around us, but also transforming our own self, right? Because
yes,
if I can be honest, when I'm a blessing to someone else, it blesses my soul, right? So
absolutely.
that transformation shouldn't just happen for your neighbor or for your friend or for your coworker, but it should also help you. And that's what we're learning in, Bishop's sermon this past Sunday, yesterday, is that we
Hmm.
have to transform those our mindset and our perspectives, and that's how God makes us new and brand new in Him, right?
Absolutely.
So
I think,
transform. Go ahead, Maya.
I think I remember Bishop using this analogy, and I'm probably messing this up, but I think he said something one day about the hose gets wet before the word gets wet,
Yes,
or the
ma'am.
grass gets wet. So that same concept, God is transforming us as He's using us to transform others, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very special month that we're in right now.
Yeah, it's a very special month. And with this very special month, we find so many different unique ways to transform those lives. As we say on Engage Live, it could be as simple as saying good morning. You never know what someone is dealing with behind closed doors or internally. So by
Mhm.
being, saying good morning, giving someone a hug, giving someone a compliment, that may just bless their day. I remember we were in church a couple weeks ago and someone had shared that with us when we were in, walking in service and we gave them a good evening. Wow, we're so thankful that you're here and stuff like that. And they said, like, that really blessed me.
Yeah.
So that's just one way. But there's all different ways that you can help transform someone's life or be a part of that transformation. And we always like to say, our bishop likes to say, invite someone to church, no matter what they're dealing with. Say that's their Sunday. So,
Yep.
if you know they're a drug dealer in your family, tell them it's drug dealing Sunday. Tell them
Yep.
to come on because we got some word for them. We got some worship and we got some word for them, right?
Absolutely. There is something literally for anyone and everyone, regardless of what walk of life that they're in right now. Like, there's
Amen.
a word that is just for them.
And those that are tuning in online and are geographically locked out, you can also be a part of this transformation by inviting people online. So as we always like to say, liking and commenting and also sharing the broadcast, whether it's a broadcast like this, open discussion, or one of our services that we have throughout the week, you can be a part of Transforming Lives Month as well by just doing those three simple things: liking, commenting, and sharing. And I invite you guys to do that right now. So everyone that's tuning in, if this is your first time tuning in with us, please put the VIP
Hey.
in the comments. Shout us out because we want to shout you guys out. I know, if I'm somewhere new, I like to feel that whole hospitality spirit, right? So we want to make sure that we sow that into you this evening on this day, just making you feel comfortable on the broadcast. But if all my good, faithful Bethany members, let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know how you're feeling on this Monday, on this
Yeah.
beautiful Monday at that, right?
No, it's
Please make
wonderful.
sure that you put something in the comments, right? Go ahead, Maya.
Absolutely. And I wanted to give a special shout out to Claire and to Keisha, who has
Hey,
commented already to say, hey, Claire is watching in Louisiana.
all
I've
right
always wanted to
now.
go there. So we're just so happy that you're joining us today.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Maya, I said that we are in this Transforming Lives month, but that's
Hmm.
not the only thing happening with Bethany Church. There's so
Oh
many
my
things
gosh.
happening.
So many things. So, first thing, as we're talking about transforming lives, one of the ways that we collectively transform lives at Bethany Church, the Transformation Church, is through our Catch the Fire initiatives. As you guys know, we do these a couple of times throughout the year, especially now in August, as we have our back to school drive,
Yeah.
preparing for the new school year. This is always one of my favorite Catch the Fire initiatives because we're able to see the smiling faces that are receiving these backpacks and school supplies and prayer, as they get ready to head into the new year. So we are in our Catch the Fire back to school drive right now. Up until August 23rd is when we'll be putting all of the book bags and the school supplies onto the altar and praying over them for a successful year, for a safe year, this
Yeah.
2023-2024 school year. So we encourage you to sew into this event right now. You can go shopping yourself. You can go over to the Five Below in Cherry Hill, take the fundraiser form that we have with you so that you can give 10% of your proceeds back into the event. But also, if you're like me and don't like shopping, you can go over to our website, go to bethany.com/giving. I'll put that in the comments. And those funds will be given. Ooh, I'm outside, so the flies are, I don't like bugs, y'all. But go to our website, go to bethany.com/giving. You can sew into the fundraiser, and we'll use those funds to do some shopping of supplies and distribute them out. So we're going to be handing everything out on August 26th. So
Mhm.
far at Lindenwold High School and a couple other schools in the South Jersey area. So definitely stay tuned for more information on that. But I am just so excited to catch the fire. How about you, Kath?
I am so excited to catch the fire. Like you said, I don't know which one is I want to say back to school one is my favorite just because working in education, I know how
Mm,
important those essential tools are, those essential notebooks, pens, like that really sets the tone for the school year
yeah,
for a student. So I just love like how we collect those things and then just being out there at the distribution and just seeing the students come up and just grab their bag and be so excited about a book bag or just putting it on.
yeah,
Like it's just that excitement. It takes me back as a child when I would get all my school supplies and everything, but it's just a blessing. And going back to that Transforming Lives Month, that's how we get transformed as well, because just seeing that how you were a blessing to someone else,
hmm,
it's just such an incredible feeling. So I just love that, especially because this is the first one in the last quarter of this year that we're going to do
yeah,
catch the fire, but it's such an incredible moment, and just to experience God. Not only that, it's so beautiful when you see kids and students come out and receive those gifts, those book bags and everything, but also some people, their grandparents, their parents may seek salvation as well.
yes,
So it's
yes,
like it's such a full circle moment of God being
hmm,
present in that moment. And it's the perfect phrase by catching that fire and keeping it that momentum going in this last quarter of this year. It's such a beautiful moment. And like Maya said, we invite you guys out to just be a part of that because it's something um it's something that we can explain, but it's something that you have to be and experience
yeah.
in person, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You mean you never know, there's two ends to it. Either you're on the giving side or you're on the side where you're receiving.
Yeah.
And, for some people, it's both. But it
Hmm.
really is a transformative experience on both ends to share in this time together as a community, because it really does make a difference. You never know how big the ripple gets. And we've heard testimonies and stories about how they received a book bag, a year or two ago, and it's still being having an
Hmm.
impact on what they're doing today. So it's a great time. Now,
Absolutely.
speaking of transformation,
Uh-oh,
another way
transformation.
that
Uh-oh.
we're transforming lives, because we like to sow our time, our talent, our gifts, and our treasures.
Yes.
Is through an exciting new experience that we have coming up soon called the Mask Psalmist. I'm very excited about this because I know that there are people who might, have the talent or the love for singing, right?
Hmm.
But might be afraid to use it. So the Mask Psalmist is a great way to sow your gift, to share your gift, and to share your testimony in a way that might not be, you know, too nerve-wracking because it's all masked. But we have a grand prize. But I want to show you guys a promo video that shares a
Ooh.
little bit more of what you have to look forward to. So audition now. Okay, let's look at the video.
I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eyes on the sparrow.
Will you be the mass psalmist?
You're the reason why I sing.
So,
Wow.
all those me, start getting ready for the
Me,
mass
me,
psalmist right
me, me,
now. Because y'all hiding out there. Some of y'all need to be in the choir, okay? So,
me. Yeah.
audition now.
And I love that you said that because, like, we learned that it's not just about going to church. It's about tithing your time, your talent, and your treasure. And if you
Mm-hmm.
have that hidden talent and you want to be a part of that, trust me, once you get in this wave, once you get in this quicksand of just tithing, you're just never going to want to stop. Like, once you start doing
Right.
ministry, you're just going to love it because God is going to bless you in so many different areas of your life because you gave that time back to Him. So we
Mm-hmm.
encourage you to be a part of that, especially with that promo. How can you not?
Right? Right? Hey, Mylene, how you doing,
Hey, my
girlfriend?
leader. It's such a beautiful thing. But as always, we always have something to keep you connected here at Bethany Church, no matter what age group you're a part of. I'm so thankful that our youth church is back
Yeah.
and being a blessing to that youth ministry. Starting young at such a young age is such a beautiful thing. And we also encourage you, if you have a heart for that, to volunteer, email youth at gotobethany.com to be a part of that. So many things happening. Like we said, this is the recap, but it's also a check-in with you guys. And, we just had an incredible word
Amazing.
yesterday,
Yeah.
you know, following that amazing worship, but the word where Bishop talked about from his sermon, unbroken.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we even get into that, what I love about this title, Unbroken, is a word that I hear a lot when it comes to in our religion and our Christianity. It says so many of us are broken.
Mm.
And I feel
Yeah.
like we use that term broken and it sticks. It's like a stain
Mm-hmm.
on us. And we keep that like I'm broken, I'm broken. It may have been something that in your family history years ago that you still allow you to affect you today. Something in your past that you think is still on you that it defines who you are. And you just say that I'm broken, that's just that's a part of your identity. What I'm
Yeah.
loving is that, we're not looking at that term as holding, it's like an anchor for some people,
Mm-hmm.
where it's just, I'm broken in this area of my life and I'm allowing it to keep me there, to keep that mindset there. So I love that Bishop is talking about that as we get in this last quarter of this year, just with that title, right, Mai?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I feel like, and I kind of talked about this with Pastor Nick earlier today on Maximize Monday about um holding on to the baggage, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
time to let it go. We learned yesterday that God is not, you know, fixing us. He's making us new. So,
Yeah.
the only way that we can allow him to do that is to let go of the guilt and the shame that we might have,
Yes.
um, and to really allow him to create a new creature in us.
Yes. So he said that we are the church and Jesus is the center of attraction. God
Hmm.
makes us new from the day we are born. Everything about us, God will fix our reputation. God is not going to fix us. He is going to make us new, like Maya said. God is going to transform us. We will never be the way we were before again. When God makes you promises, he introduces you to a season that you're going to have to work for. So
Mm,
what I love about that piece right there is, we are going to be introduced to seasons, but just like anything in life, we have to also do our part as well.
yeah.
And if I can say someone that, slips with procrastination,
Well,
Bishop, you ain't have to say that. But it's the truth though.
yeah,
Like we also have to do our part. And it's something that I always say to my students every year. Like, I'm gonna give you the tools that you need to be successful. I'm gonna give you the tools to graduate. I'm gonna lay down the foundation, but you have to work with me. I
yeah,
can't drag you,
yeah.
right? You gotta meet me halfway.
And I think it's funny because transformation has become one of those go-to words where we think it's we said this last week, where we think God is going to bippity boppity boom and
Yep.
oh, we're a whole new person. God
Mm-hmm.
is going to transform us, so that does not mean that we're going to be perfect, right? He's making us, he's doing a transformation on us. He's not making us perfect. We're still gonna make mistakes and have
Yeah.
things that we're gonna have to struggle and come through in life. But
Mm-hmm.
it's the mindset that is being transformed,
Yeah.
and making us new, and reminding us of who we are in God and what we're qualified for, which is all things that are possible,
Mm-hmm.
right, through
Yeah.
Him. So, um, going back to what you said, it's going to require work. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
a process of learning and doing better and learning and making mistakes and doing better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
it's not a one step. You do it and you're done type thing. If that makes sense.
And like I always say, you always say, we always say on here, enjoy the process.
Hmm.
There's a reason why we have to put work into it, because it's also training our mind, is in conditioning our mind. When you don't put
Yeah.
work, I look at it like this. When you don't, when you value something, you put the time into it. You make
Hmm.
sure it's good. You take care of that. So when it comes to a process of developing a new season for ourselves and understanding a different mindset and going to a different level that God's trying to take us, we should enjoy that, because
Yeah.
that's also a reminder to us when we went through that process, like, I'm not going through that again. You
Yep.
know?
Hmm.
So enjoy every bit of that process. Now, is that process going to be easy? Or the days going to
Nope.
always be easy? No. But it also makes you stronger whatever you go through.
And that's the problem that people don't like, and
Mhm.
I am including myself in that. Because, we of course we like things to be easy. Of
Mhm.
course we like things to be instant. We live in that instant society where everything is right at our fingertips. But
Mhm.
no, it's a learning process. A
Yes.
process, a process, a process.
Oh,
So we
process.
have we have the best thing that we can do is just embrace it.
Yeah.
Um and I forgot what I was gonna say next, but that's the gist of it.
No, what's also something I remember, I think Bishop said it years ago when we did engage like virtual and everything. He said, "Do you rather have food that was cooked in the oven
Mhm.
rather than in the microwave?"
Mhm.
Because, the society we live in today is a microwave society, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. It's neat. I mean, I'm watching these kids playing games on their cell phones and, ordering things off Amazon that are going to get here the next day. They haven't built the muscle of having to be patient yet,
Right.
So it's
Absolutely.
a struggle for everyone, but we know that there's a promise at the end of everything.
Yes. So speaking of that promise, God promises us an invitation to. He promises to invite us to live what He promised to us. Okay.
Mhm.
When He presents you with an opportunity, you have to be ready, or you will miss your ride. When we partner with God, we become a partner in His purpose for us. Right.
Mhm.
Decisions never take breaks. Right.
Mm. Yep.
Do I need to repeat that?
I think you need to say that part one more time, Kev.
The decisions never take breaks, right? And this right there with that statement, that's why we have to always make sure that our mental is there.
Mhm.
Because if things ain't clicking up here,
Yep. You're gonna have
things
to
ain't
go
gonna
through the
click out here.
process again. Yep.
You know? And I love when he said, you have to be ready when the opportunity presents itself, because it's like a train. You-
Mhm.
if you're not at that train station on that, you're going to miss it.
Yep.
And how many times have we replayed in our head opportunities that we've missed because we have made decisions there goes that decisions. We've made decisions based on our own beliefs,
Yeah.
on our own thinking, on our own perspectives, or not even our own, someone else's opinions or someone else's perspectives on a
Right.
certain situation. Instead of going to that person and asking them their experience of something, Why didn't you go to God?
Right. Right.
Right?
Um, so Bishop said this morning, God doesn't give you a destiny or a future without equipping you with the things that you need. So stop leaning on your own understanding, lean on God's. Right. So
Mm,
I think oftentimes we, and maybe I should just speak on myself for that, tend to lean more on the negative side of things instead of seeing the positive. So we make our decisions based on those experiences, right?
yes.
Instead of being able to lean on God's understanding, not our own, and
Hmm.
allowing Him to guide us and to move us and make us more open to those opportunities that He's giving us uh,
Yes.
to jump on that train and go instead of being left in the same spot and watching the
Hmm.
train pass you by.
Hmm. Listen, you better get up on that thing, or you gonna miss it. You gonna miss your stop. You gonna miss
Don't
your
miss it.
train ride. You gonna miss your Uber. You gonna.
And that is the worst feeling when you're standing and you're watching the bus take off without you. Like,
Listen. No one likes that feeling, especially when you was in school.
yeah, oh my gosh, the stress
So,
of it all.
Bishop said decisions can hurt us or other people, sometimes both.
Hmm.
Church requires decisions to be made. The intensity of the problem makes the problem appear to be unique.
Mm,
Bishop said he wants us to stop putting negative pressure on ourselves.
hmm.
If you're going to put pressure on yourself, put pressure on yourself to improve. And I love that.
Me
I love
too.
that because instead of putting pressure on ourselves, because sometimes as it's always said, we are our own worst enemies. We are our own
Hmm.
worst critics. We are so hard on ourselves, harder than anyone else could be. And
Hmm.
I don't know why we do that. I'll just use myself. I know that I do that. Maya knows that I do that. And sometimes she has to get me together and get me out my head.
Hmm.
But also, if we're going to put pressure on ourselves, put that pressure on ourselves so we can improve, so we
Yeah,
can be better, right? Think better,
yeah.
do better.
And I think another thing that's special about that statement, that sometimes the intensity of the problem makes the problem appear unique, is
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes we see things in isolation, meaning that we're the only one in the entire world
Mm-hmm.
who has ever gone through it, who has
Mm-hmm.
ever faced this struggle or this pain that we're going through. So instead of seeking opportunities of allowing other people to help us, we try to handle it and tackle it on our own. And
Yeah.
then we know that we're learning now, especially in this month, that the church isn't a building, it's not a place, it is a body of
Yeah.
people, that
Yes.
you can lean on for support. Because guess what? At the end of the day, none of us are going through anything alone. We're not the first person and only person in the world who ever experienced something, right?
Amen.
So we can lean on our church family in order to help guide us or even just to have the conversation because sometimes you just need to be heard, you
Yeah.
know? And I think when looking at that statement, it really just allows me to think of, you're not alone in this. And we need to, what's it say, stop putting negative pressure on yourself. That's
Mm-hmm.
part of the problem
Yeah.
because we're afraid of what people are going to say or think or how they're going to look at
Absolutely.
us based on the struggle that we're going through. Not thinking that,
Absolutely.
hey, that maybe they went through it too, right? So we need to
Yeah.
allow ourselves to rid of that pressure so that we, along as a collective, can improve and heal and grow
Amen.
in areas.
Amen. And it just ties all back into what we started this broadcast with telling you about Transforming Lives Month. You know,
Mhm.
that's how you transform a life. That's how you transform your life, right?
Mhm.
You want to alleviate yourself from all that negative pressure, all that negativity. And something that for me, what's really helped me transform, and I say it a million times, but helping other people and having conversations and having
Yeah.
open dialogue and being a blessing to someone else has done great. Like just so many, I can't even explain. If I was to explain, we would be on here till tomorrow. But just
Mhm.
to know that just being a blessing to someone else has blessed me 10 times more than the blessing I bless someone. If that makes sense,
No,
right?
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it goes back to that you reap what you definitely sow.
Mhm.
So I'm going to ask you the question today. What are you going to do to help transform someone's life this month? What is something that you could do? Whether it's online, whether it's in person, whether it's a Monday or a Friday or a Sunday. What are you going to do? What is the initiative that you're going to take to be a blessing to someone else and help transform someone's life? Right? There's a number of things that Maya and I share with you today of how you can be involved, but I want to know what are you personally going to do as well. And you know what? Next Monday, make sure that you put in the comments, or if you see us in church Sunday, let us know. Or you see us in Bible
Yeah.
study, let us know. Have that conversation because this is what God wants us to do. Like Maya said, that the church is not just a building. We are the church. It is a
Mm-hmm.
body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are the body of Christ and we have to work together because that's what God wants.
Yep.
Right, Maya?
Bada bing, bada boom. That's it.
Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. So with that being said, with everything that's going on, we always want to invite people out to whatever we have going on, whether it's in person or online. So Maya, what are some things that we can look forward to so we can invite someone?
Sure. So we are back with the Link Couples Ministry on Tuesday, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pastor Nick and Reverend Tiffany are here to just share a little bit more of what it means to be a faith-filled, God-centered couple, right? So that's again tomorrow at 7 p.m. We have Word Impact on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Also, going back a little bit, we do have our noonday Bible study at 12 that is in person.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in the area and want to come out or maybe have experienced Bible study a little bit earlier, you can do that at Wednesday at 12, or you can join us at the evening service at 7 p.m. Okay, and then On Point Radio on Saturday, 9 a.m. Bishop and Pastor Nick talk about everything. Of course,
Everything under the sun.
there's so much going on at 9 a.m. It's a great opportunity for you to watch and to tune in and call in to speak with them directly, ask them your questions. They give you real answers, so just keep that in mind too. And then, of course, on Sunday, we have a full day of worship starting with our virtual service at 8 a.m. And then we have our in person live experience at 11. It's been a wonderful encounter each week this year. So excited to see you for the encounter. You'll see me, you'll see Kev, and of course, you'll see all of our other Bethany members, our family members on that
Yeah.
Sunday. So I can't wait to see you guys.
Yeah, and it's always, as always, we love to close out by saying it is a blessing and it's a pleasure and it's an honor to sit here and have this open dialogue with all you guys. So I want to say thank you to all those that tuned in, all those that
Mm-hmm.
liked, all those that commented, and was very transparent in the comments, and also those that shared. If you're watching this later, please make sure that you join us every Monday at 5:30, so you can be a part of the conversation because you
Yeah,
make the broadcast what it is, right? So again,
absolutely.
we want to say thank you, and it's our prayer that you have a blessed and safe week, and we look forward to either seeing you online or in person.
Bye.
See you, Bethany.